People complain about Canada being expensive, the rising cost of living, etc. Yes, it's true. Canada is expensive. In fact, it's extremely expensive. Owning your house at this point is a luxury. Renting is crazy expensive. But another truth that most people don't talk about is it's also relatively easy to make money using your God-given or even adopted and learned skills. Depending on your lifestyle, it might be really difficult to live an above average life with just your regular salary, especially if you earn a regular salary. To live a good life in Canada, you need a really high salary. But if you do learn a skill, turn it into a business, you will live a very comfortable life. In this video, I'm sharing 6 skills that can help you generate additional income. And I love that these are skills that you can use to start a business that runs concurrently with your corporate job. So what I mean by that is you can have your formal job, have an employer, and then outside of your regular working hours, maybe in the evenings, on weekends, you can actually do these extracurricular activities to earn you more money. But before that, you need to actually learn the skills. By the way, if it's your first time here, I'm Nicole Nyasha. I'm a certified professional recruiter based in Canada, and I share career-related content. Now let's get into those money-making skills. At the very top of my list is driving. This is so important, not just to make you money, but for your own convenience and survival in Canada. Though public transit is available, there's some areas that are not super accessible and you'd need to walk a pretty long distance before you get to the bus station or the train. And it's all fun and games when it's summer, but once it's winter and we have -degree temperatures and it's snowing, that 15 to 20-minute walk will be terrible, trust me. But if you learn how to drive, you can get your license, buy a car, and this will enable you to be more flexible. Driving can also help you make money. Let's talk about that because that's the purpose of this video. You can get a full-time or part-time job doing deliveries for companies like Amazon, food companies like DoorDash, groceries, etc. You can even use like Uber apps to transport people from point A to point Z. I know a handful of people whose side hustle or second job, if you will, is driving. They do different things like Uber, like delivering Amazon, and they make a decent, not even decent, they make a good income from this. The second skill is handiwork. So one of the most shocking things for me when I came to Canada was how ridiculously expensive it is to get any type of handiwork done. Whether you need a plumber, an electrician, you need somebody to paint, even just the wall of your house, any little home renovation, changing a socket, it's so expensive. I remember when we bought our house, we wanted to paint our kitchen cupboards and the quote we got was $40 per cupboard door. Multiply that by the number of doors. Then we wanted to change our stairs and we got a ridiculously crazy quote, like starting from $14,000, and my husband ended up doing it himself and the cost was significantly lower. That actually motivated my husband to get his feet wet in handiwork and just like use his hands to do stuff. And that has saved us so much money with things that we want to do around the house. I know 3 or 4 people that do these kind of jobs and they make so much money to the point that they've let go of their corporate jobs and now they work for themselves full-time, doing painting, renovating people's basements, and doing like all these handiwork type of jobs because they're so expensive here. And so if you can learn this kind of skill before you come to Canada, whilst you're in your home country, whatever type of trade job like plumbing, electrical stuff, construction, believe me, when you come to Canada, you're gonna make a lot of money. There's also always so much need for it because people live in their houses, they wanna switch up a few things. They might want to paint, they might want to switch a socket, they might want help to mount up a TV. Even mounting up a TV is expensive in Canada. So that's a skill you want to consider learning before coming to Canada for sure. Another skill you might want to learn, and I ask myself all the time where I was when people were learning how to do this, why I didn't learn it, is making hair. I'm constantly asking myself, Why I didn't learn how to make hair before coming to Canada when I was still younger. But anyway, it costs between $200 to $350 anytime I go braid my hair. And this is with my own extensions, depending on the length and style. Braiding hair is expensive in Canada. Not just braiding hair, just even like a regular wash or styling services cost significantly more here than they would back where I'm coming from. So if you can learn how to make hair and be really good at it, you're gonna make a lot of money. There are a lot of Black people here, students, mothers who have daughters, people who don't have the time and capability or capacity to make their children's hair. So you'll never run out of customers in the hair business, never. This extends even to male customers. Bobbing hair is also pretty pricey, especially if you do home services. And so whether you want to focus on the female side of things or the male side of things, learn how to braid, learn how to cut or bob hair really well. You're gonna be set when you come to Canada. The next skill is sewing. Tailored clothes are not so common in Canada and they're very expensive, I guess because they're not so common in Canada as compared to other countries. If you can learn sewing or, making custom clothes for people, or even just like basic alterations, your chances of making good money are gonna be pretty high. I've had dresses that the zip came off or they were too big, and I had to wait until I went back to Nigeria or Zimbabwe to fix them because the cost of fixing a zip here just did not make sense to me. There's a huge population of immigrant people here that would want custom attires for their weddings, birthdays, graduations, you name it, so you will always be in business. The next skill is food handling. So this would include things like baking, cooking, catering. Again, there's a huge demand for this within the massive, continuously growing community of immigrants. A lot of people want to eat their cultural food, but they're limited restaurants, and the restaurants that are available are a bit on the pricey side. I don't blame them. They have to pay high rent or mortgage. But if you can cook from the comfort of your house and provides delivery services, you can definitely price yourself lower because you're not paying high rent or mortgage for the facility. People have parties, they have weddings, various occasions every single weekend. People celebrate everything. And once you've built your brand name and your reputation and your food tastes good and you're reliable, you'll constantly be in business. In addition to making this a business, it also saves you the cost because you can serve your own family. If you have kids, you don't have to buy snacks for them. You can make various pastries for them to take to school. Another skill is photography and videography. This is also ridiculously expensive in Canada. It's so expensive to take pictures, so expensive to hire a videographer. But as much as it's expensive, people still do it because you need a photographer to take pictures at your wedding. You need video. You want pictures for your graduation. You want a maternity photo shoot. You want pictures and videos at all these milestones. And so people, as much as it's expensive, they are willing to pay for these services. So if you can learn how to take pictures, how to take video, learn how to edit, and be really good at it, you will make money in Canada. A point I really want to stress is it's one thing to be skilled at something. For example, know how to cook really good food or take good pictures. It's another thing to be professional. One thing I've noticed with people that I have interacted with or people that my friends have interacted with that do some of these businesses is people have the skill, but they lack the professional aspect of it. So whilst you're building on that skill, also train yourself to be professional. If you're a food handler providing catering services, if you say you're gonna deliver the food by 2 p.m., deliver the food by 2 p.m. Don't deliver the food by 3 p.m. If somebody has hired you to bake a cake and you say you can do something, be sure you can really do it. Don't come on the day with a different kind of cake. Same thing with, tailoring or sewing services. If you know that you cannot deliver on something, then don't take the job because as much as it's really easy to build your reputation, get customers, it's also really easy to turn your good reputation into a bad reputation even out of one customer's encounter. Please like this video, leave a comment down below. Have you tried any of these skills? Is there any other skill you think is really important to learn before you come to Canada, or even once you're in Canada already and that can generate money? Let me know in the comments. If you found this video insightful, you'll definitely enjoy watching this video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.